Hello and welcome back to this new video. Today it is a collection of good fights I got here at my home system over the last few weeks, so just a bunch of good finds, not all punching up, not all well, it's a few 2v1s, it's a few punching up fights, but also a few just Tier 1 Frigate 1v1s or Navy Frigate 1v1s, so it's a bit of a random collection of nice fights. And yeah, I tried to get a video for the Hyperion. I talked a lot about that, and I roamed around a lot in the Hyperion, but it was tough finding good fights, to be honest, because not many people want to fight the Hyperion. Usually it's either blobs or people using ECM to just completely render the ship useless, because if you can't lock, you can't shoot, and the ECM can just stay out of blaster range. But that's not what we're talking about today. Because I'm just gonna keep on working on that video, and maybe someday I'll drop it, hopefully, if I find enough good fights. And until then, I will work more on the 1 kill with every frigate series that I talked about. I think 2 months ago I first talked about that, that I had it planned, and I will work a lot more on that, and hopefully also get to streaming a bit more. But finally, to the big news of this video, I got sponsored by Nari Rislow. I'm gonna put the name on the screen later so you can message them for yourself, and they created this amazing Condor skin for me and told me I should wear it on the video and tell you guys about it, because he's a really good skin art designer, and this is just one of his simpler designs, and he can make really amazing things with it. And the best thing is he is able to make really cheap and still good looking designs. So if you are into skins, please check him out, because it's amazing what work he does. And you can really, I mean, for this Condor, I clearly expressed my wishes, and he did an amazing job of getting exactly what I wanted. So yeah, for any ship and any style, you can message him for a nice skin art skin, and I will definitely get some more skins from him as well. So yeah, please do that, and I think we should get into some fights now. So yeah, enjoy. Alright, so for our first fight, I am flying the Atron, and I'm sliding in on a breacher that is waiting inside this site. When I first slid in, I was a bit worried that he was going to be kite fit, but he rapidly approached, so I knew, okay, this is going to be a good fight. I had antimatter preloaded, because I expected him to stay at around 45 kilometers, and I know that the Atron is slightly faster, so I thought with antimatter I would have the highest chance of actually applying damage. But as you can see, he is only scramming me. This hints towards him having 2 medium ancillary shield boosters and not 1, because he apparently does not have a web. I started my repping, maybe a bit late. I probably should have started repping when I was still in shield, but yeah, the Atron reps quite a lot, so I'm fine, and I can even pulse the answer to conserve some cap. I'm still shooting through his shield, and he is still repping very hard. This again tells me that he's probably dual medium ancil fit. I don't know if he also has an armor repper, but I guess I'm gonna figure it out soon. I here start re-repping a bit late, and I lose some hull, but most of the Atron HP is in hull, so I'm quite confident. As you can see, I'm also orbiting him, and not just approaching or keeping at range, because I did have antimatter preloaded, so my tracking won't be really a big of an issue. So while orbiting him, I can avoid some of his damage, because the breacher struggles with application anyway, so without web you will really have issues. And yeah, as you can see, now I'm just keeping at range because I see he is dying, and he did not rep armor, so he probably is just dual medium ancil fit, and he goes down. So GF, bye bye breacher, good fight mate. And yeah, I scoop the loot, and there's the kill mate. And indeed, overdrive and nanofiber, no smaller armor repper, so yeah, it's just as I expected. This next fight, I am flying my trusty old Condor, and I slid in on this Stabber Fleet HQ doing something weird in the Triglavian side, and while trying to catch a kite Stabber Fleet HQ in a brawl, Condor with an afterburner is a bit of a pain, so I'm just manually piloting here, trying to keep my transversal up, because I know he is autocannon fit, so with barrage he doesn't have that big of a range, and I'm now even outside of his locking range, so I'm quite safe here. And now I decide to go a bit closer again, see at what angle he is, and I start using double click a bit. I usually like a combination of Q clicking and double clicking, because both have their advantages, I think. And but when I'm in the plane at the same level as my enemy, I like to use Q because then I feel like I have a better overview of the situation. As you can see now, the starboard is approaching rapidly again to get within his weapon range. I once again get my transversal up, so he doesn't hit me very well. You can see only grazing shots don't deal a lot of damage, and he even misses some of the shots. And now I'm slowly putting away from him again, so I know he will try to get close again. As you can see, he stops shooting because he is out of range. And now I'm getting ready for him to get up close. So once again, I'm flying a bit away, and there you can see the red vector, so he is approaching me full speed. And now I know this is my time to perform the slingshot. I immediately pre-overheat my weapon scram and my afterburner now. And now I don't care about transversal anymore because I really want to tackle him. So I just pretty much rush in head first, even though I still keep up some kind of spiral. But yeah, now I just go into that orbit 500 and I got him tackled. And yeah, the Cyber Fleet actually doesn't have a utility high slot, so there's no danger from a newt. There's only danger from drones, but he doesn't seem to use any. And here I just sped up the clip because it took so long to get through him. I was constantly afraid that he would bring friends because most people that you tackle like this bring friends eventually. But like this, it's just a pain to get through his huge tank. I do shoot kinetic into him, which is really bad, but I did not have Mjolnir Rage Rockets, only Mjolnir Javelin with me. If I had Mjolnir Rage, I would have tested what deals more damage, but because the Condor has the kinetic locked damage bonus from the Caldari, I'm not sure what would have dealt more damage actually. It also depends a bit on if he has EM hull rigs or not. So yeah, here I decide to take a booster, 5% damage booster, just to hopefully get through him a bit faster. It wouldn't have made a difference, but yeah, I think like this it can go a little bit faster. He also had a multi-spectral shield hardener, and as you can see now, he is neutered out, so immediately my damage goes up by quite a lot, because without cap he can't run his multi-spec, and without multi-spec he takes a lot more damage. And here I just turned off the OI for some nice cinematic shots. So tried to get the explosion without overview and your eye on. That was a bit more tricky, so you can see me around fiddling with the camera in a bit. But for now I just slowly get through his shields. I am well behind his optimal shield region point now, so he is gonna go down here. I just checked the oh yeah, there he ejected container with his loot, which is quite funny, and then he killed it. I should have probably skipped some of the loot, but to be honest, I didn't really care. But yeah, now I tried to get the camera so that the explosion will be on there. Now I ran out of ammo while he is almost dead. I start shooting again, and there he goes, he dies, and I actually get the explosion on camera. So yeah, GF that stubber. Hopefully next time, well, next time the fight goes in your favor. But for now I can just go and scoop the loot and shoot the Comet. There you go, double shield extender and a multi-spec. Oh, and he had an explosive and thermal shield reinforcer, so EM would have been better probably. But yeah, doesn't matter really. Okay, so here I'm fighting whatever, in his Comet. And I'm flying my full DPS Punisher. This is definitely not a good fight to take, but I hope that I could somehow out-DPS him. This is also my outdated Punisher food with the overdrive instead of the small answer armor wrapper, so I am in the double disadvantage, and I just hope to get through him. And as you can see, I am actually chunking his armor, but Comet has the most of its tank in the hull. So yeah, as soon as I hit hull, it's going down a lot slower. Even though I still put up quite a good fight. But yeah, he is doing a lot of damage as well, and I am hitting hull, and I don't really have a lot of hull. So you can see me going down here while he was in half hull. But yeah, then we talked about a rematch, so I came back in Firetail, even it out, Navy Frigate versus Navy Frigate, and I worked to the Sun at 0 again, so yeah, here we go. I keep him at range at 5.5 kilometers, which is my optimal, and I shoot a Republic Fleet Fusion into him, because that deals most of explosive damage, so I can get through his armor easily. And now it's just a game about keeping him at range. By the way, I fly a fit here that I got from Serpent Power the streamer, so I can't take credits for this fit. It has a Republic Fleet medium shield extender and a small answer armor wrapper, plus 3 hull rigs. So it's a triple tank fit, and Yeah, I am keeping him at that 5km range, so with Void he won't hit me very well, and I think he's shooting Antimatter or Null here. But yeah, I am tanking him quite well. Now I extend my range to a bit further out, because now that my shitty cylinder is gone, I don't have so much buffer. So I decide to go full pulling range mode, but yeah, he's actually getting closer to me now because the Comet is quite speedy, but it doesn't really matter because he goes down, and I got the kill in our rematch, so GF mate. I grabbed the loot, and there's the kill mail, pretty standard. Comet, and yeah, he didn't in fact shoot no. Okay, then this next clip is a very interesting one. I just undocked in the morning thinking, well, what's happening? And I saw this Condor, so I took my Tormentor, because Tormentor can deal both with a Brawl and a Kite Condor. And of course I was very happy when I slid in and I saw that he was a Brawl Condor, because I love the Brawl Condor and I love that more people use the Brawl Condor. And he actually uses a Tracking Disruptor Condor, so he doesn't have a lot of tank. But I also see that his buddy is on the scan, his alt or friend, I don't know. But I knew that this was gonna be a 2v1 unless I would kill this Condor off quick. But as you can see, it doesn't have a lot of tank, and I am getting through it rather quickly. And just as the second one lands, the first one goes down. I probably should have started trapping here, but I am a bit too focused on module management and hopefully getting that second Condor. And here I do, and now I finally realize that maybe tanking would be a good idea. So I turn on my Ansel. And yeah, also the second Condor is now also rapidly losing armor. And I'm outside of his nuke range, so that won't affect me very much. And because I'm dual web, I can control him very well. I'm flying the Beam Tormentor, by the way, and here you can see he switched his Tracking Disruptor for Optimal Range Disruption, which is good because he notices he can't get close to me to get under my guns, so he will try to outrange me. But I quickly realize and switch to Aurora, my longer range ammo, and with a few more shots I take him down. And I win that 2v1, so GF to both of you. And here's both the kill mails. Okay, next fight. Once again in my Condor, I'm starting in on a Merlin. This is usually quite a hard matchup because the Merlin has a lot of tank, and it is not so cap reliant as the Atron, for example. So the Newt will have a harder time with, well, killing him. So as you can see, I started off with Orbit 500, hoping to get under his guns, but then I realized, oh, maybe I should pull some range. And then I realized, wait, I can't pull range. And I also realized that his shields went down quite quickly, and now I check, I see he has 2 webs, so he is in fact a dual web armor fit, which also means that he is more cap dependent. I offline my shield extender to reduce my signature radius, and immediately you can see he misses one of his shots, and the other one is just grazing. And just seconds before I would have died, I nude him out, and he dies, so that was really, really close. Should have realized that he was armor fit earlier, but I got the win either way, so GF man, be a nice fight. Okay, talk a bit longer in local, and yeah, here's the next fight. This time I fly the Merlin, and I fly a dual web shield fit that I really like, because it has a lot of tank and flexibility, and still some quite good DPS. I like the Merlin, but it's a bit too slow for my taste usually, so I like that with the dual web I can compensate for this. And yeah, I slid in on this Vigil Fleet HQ, and he was surprisingly very close to the beacon, so I can fight at my optimal range, which is surprising but good. I expected to fight a really hard scram kite range fight, or even web kite, because the Vigil Fleet HQ has the web range bonus. But like this I can apply a lot of damage, but he can as well. As you can see, he's doing a lot of damage to me, and I am getting quite close to armor, but so you see he is quite close to dying, and he goes down just before I hit armor. So GF made really good fight, and the ball warps off. I scoop the drones and the loot, and there's the Comet. There's already a Rifter on D-scan, but I managed to get off just before that lands. And yeah, this next fight I am flying once again, my Condor, and I challenged this streamer for 1v1 and he agreed, so we met in an Alluri on the sun at 0. And I picked the Condor because I flew the Executioner, and I know it is quite heavily cap dependent, and it struggles a lot with just keeping its modules running. But as you can see here now, he is hitting me quite well, so I started manually piloting, and immediately his shots go down, he hits me worse. And now that I stabilize my tank a bit, I go back into an Orbit 500 lazy, because I know he will be knitted out here soon, and as you can see now, the nude numbers drop, and he's knitted out. He is still shooting me but he is neither webbing nor scramming me, so I know I have perfect range control and everything, and I'm pretty confident that I can kill him before he kills me. I again offline my shield extender to reduce signature radius, but yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore now. He has a Nosferatu, but that's barely enough to keep his tank alive, so while keeping his tank alive he couldn't shoot, so I won that. This next fight I am flying my Imicus, that is actually just a full Newt Imicus, while it has 1 blasters and 2 Newts, and I'm fighting this Incursus and the range 1v1 at the Sun in Hedialis, and I have both my Newts running at the same time. I should have staggered them earlier, but as you can see now I deactivate one of them, and now I stagger them, so he should be knitted out at most times. And I also need to start my ammo rapper, and as you can see here now, his one lonely Hornet EC and actually managed to jam me out. So I am panicking here a bit, relocking him, putting everything on him again. And here I wanted to shoot the drone, but before I need to, he dies. And actually the rats here helped me a bit, but he was completely knitted out and I had still half of my tank. So I would have won this fight anyway, even without a little help from the rats. But yeah, GF mate. Pretty nice fight. Oh, he had an MWD actually, plus an afterburner, so that also helped me with knitting him out because the MWD reduces the overall cap of the ship. This next fight I am flying my trusty anti-catalyst Navy Heron because I challenged this cat Navy to a 1v1 and he agreed. I immediately put both heated tracking disruptors on him and keep him at range at my optimal. This Heron fit is actually outdated. I think it should have a T2 scram, so it's easier to keep tackle, but it has just a scoped one, I think. So I am struggling a bit with keeping my scram on him, and I did get a lot of heat damage on one of my tracking disruptors while heating it initially. So if I have my if I have to heat my scram a lot to keep him there, it will give me some issues, because if I burn out one of my tracking disruptors, I immediately die. This Heron has 0 tank, and it's literally just relying on the tracking disruptors and the good DPS that it has, because it actually has 140 DPS. Now I pull out my range to 7.9 kilometers because he is taking me quite a lot. I also have to heat my afterburner for 1 cycle to get away from him. And here he hits me really hard, and that's super scary because a few more of those shots and I struggle a lot. But as you can see now, he's also already quite low in armor and heading towards hell. So I hope that I can kill him before he lands 1 or 2 more of those lucky shots. Of course, a wrecking shot would also immediately kill me, so I just have to hope that he doesn't get so lucky. And I overheat my guns here a bit because I don't have any heat damage on my high slots yet, so I can afford to heat there a bit. I put out my range a bit further again. Now I hope to just overheat my scram and keep my tracking disruptor alive for long enough to kill him while not getting hit myself, because as I said before, I'm paper thin in this fit. He actually managed to pull some range from me. He's now trying to get away from me to hopefully get to warp off, but I start manually piloting now. Hope that my drones can finish it off even if my guns don't hit as well anymore. But before it really matters, he goes down and I get the kill. So GF, Cat Navy, and there's the Comet. Next fight. I'm flying again the Condor, and I'm starting in on 2 Catalysts, which is quite risky to do, but I know if they both have webs, I will be alright, because I'm faster, and if they both have scrams, I'm definitely alright because I'm also faster, and even if they had both webs, I could just warp off, worst case. One of the Cat Navy's Catalysts, sorry, not Cat Navy's, not that good. One of the Catalysts warps off, and I start shooting the second one. I'm also orbiting it at 6.5 kilometer, which is my within my rocket range, but outside of my newt range. That's also why I have my newt off. I could go into a close orbit, hope to newt him out, but that's never really a good idea against Catalysts or destroyers in general, because most destroyers have really good capacitor. So it's better to just stay outside of their range, and as you can see, he's not hitting me at all. Unfortunately, this pilot also did not bring null ammo and only void, which is a big mistake that lots of new people unfortunately make. So he did not hit me very well. Now I go to loot the wreck and I open the kill mail and everything's alright. And then I saw that second catalyst was on D-scan. And I waited for a bit for him to come in, and I was just about to warp off when he did slide in. So immediately the fight was back on. I have a lot of heat damage, but no shield HP loss at all, so I am confident in taking the second one. But as you can see now in the damage numbers, he has T1 blasters, motor light neutron, particle accelerators. This means that he will shoot antimatter ammo, either Navy antimatter or just T1 antimatter. Either way, this has more range than Void, so he is actually doing a lot more damage to me than his T1 counterpart, T2 counterpart, sorry. Which is funny, all things considered, that the ship with T2 guns deals less damage than the one with T1 guns. But still, he does have a lot of tank, and I'm quickly getting through it, so I'm pretty confident now, and I can just approach, make sure I don't lose scram last second. Even if he gets 2 good shots in now before he dies, it wouldn't have killed me, so there I get the kill, and it was in fact Caldari Navy antimatter, so even more range like that. And I get the double kill, so Jeff with a few, and see you around next time, hopefully. Great fight. Okay, and that's all the fights I have for you today. It's just a collection of good fights, and I hope you enjoyed. But yeah, as I explained in the intro, I was trying with the Hyperion, but I didn't get enough footage. So I thought, yeah, I still want to put out a video. So I thought this would be a good fill-in video with some good fights I got over the time. And yeah, I am going to start on the 1 kill with every frigate series now, more intensely. But I think I first mentioned it like 2 or 3 months ago, and now I finally have the time to actually do it. So yeah, I'm going to start with that, and then maybe over time I can still come back to the Hyperion and do that. So yeah, I'm going to stop yapping, and I hope you have a nice day, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.